The tune, Let's Get It Started in Here, is on and right here at Nego Esco Stadium in the heart of San Francisco, the 7x7, the little itty-bitty city by the bay. My name is Charles Woolen. I'm joined alongside me for commentary, of course, is USF alumnus Joe Dugan, as San Francisco avenged a couple losses last weekend against Oklahoma with a huge win on Friday evening. Hawaii marches into Nego Esco Stadium fresh off a 1-1 tie. So it's San Francisco hosting Hawaii at its live, at its next, right here on the W.TV. Well, a pleasant good afternoon from the flight deck here at the top of Nego Esco Field. Sometimes it feels like we're at 35,000 feet. Sometimes it's around 10,000 feet. But in all reality, we're just about 25 feet off the ground. And thank you so much for tuning into this broadcast and helping to grow the game of soccer in this country, the United States of America. By tuning into this broadcast, that's exactly what you do. For Hawaii, they played to a 1-1 draw against Nevada on a Thursday in 8th-year head coach Michelle Nagamini's program. They line up in a 4-4-2. Alexis Mata is the goalkeeper. Taylor Mason at right back. Kiri Dali, the center back position with Elena Palacios and Natalie Daub at left back. There's 4 in midfield, headed up by Morgan Meza, that'll play in the holding midfield position. Sarah Lau on the right, Mackenzie Moore on the left, and Raisa Strom Okimoto through the middle as the number 10 attacking midfield player. Lealoha Medeiros and Claire Jodide up top for Hawaii. For San Francisco, it's a 4-3-3. Cassidy Kallmeyer at right back. The center back combo is Emily Pye and Kat Hill. Marie Marlowe at left back. The 3 in midfield is Autumn Smithers, Mia Villegas, who returns to the side after a little injury niggle that she had on Friday evening. And Carly Weeks joins her. The front 3, of course, is Izzy Lucan on the left. Micaiah Madison, 3 assists on Friday. Certainly, potentially going to be West Coast Conference Player of the Week again. And Samantha Jennings with a brace for her on Friday. As we've kicked off here, Hawaii, the Rainbow Wahine, wearing white kits today. San Francisco wearing green kits. This is Micaiah Madison. Again, she added 3 assists to her already 4 on the year. Coming into Friday evening, 7 on the year. This is Samantha Jennings operating just outside the 18 and takes a deflection over for a throw-in for San Francisco. And Joe Dugan, my co-commentator today. Both of these two teams coming off of pretty intense Friday evening games. Good results for both. What do they have to do today to be able to get a result?
Well, USF has to start much stronger, much faster than they did on Friday night. The first 10 minutes of the game on Friday night against Sacramento State was Sacramento State's favor. So if you remember the interview with Jim Millender at halftime, he said he wasn't exactly pleased with the way they were playing. He said they needed to take care of the ball a little bit better, play more efficiently, connect more passes, and start faster.
Corner kick here for San Francisco as the shot that led to the corner was taken by Micaiah Madison. Good work there by the junior as well. Brought down here by Marie Marlowe, the freshman for San Francisco, who's really enjoying her time at the left back position. Seems like she can run for days out there, and Jim Millender asking her to get up and down the flanks. And in her first couple of appearances off of the bench, she got right back into a recovery position, of course, and really showing this side that she belongs at that left back position.
Like I've said many times before, she's fit right in. She adds a little bit of attacking presence in the back line as well, which is something Jim Millender is able to do now with this very strong recruiting class and a deep roster.
Here is Marlowe on the ground here, 1v1 for Micaiah Madison. Closely defended there, though, by Taylor Mason and cleared away. San Francisco continues to press in these opening few minutes. This is Cassidy Kallmeyer, who scored a screamer of a goal on Friday evening from the left back position, but it was from her right foot and really was a terrific strike on goal. The goalkeeper had no chance. This is Kat Hill over the top, looking for Samantha Jennings. Jennings back to her left foot. 2 goals again on Friday for her And a second corner upcoming in a matter of minutes for San Francisco.
And that was a fantastic ball by Kat Hill out of the back, giving Samantha Jennings enough time and room to get that ball at her feet. Anytime Samantha Jennings has the ball at her feet and she can take a defender on one-on-one, try to get in the box, she's going to be very dangerous.
It was goals 6 and 7 for Jennings on the year, and we're not even a quarter way through the matches. This is Izzy Lukin to take and headed away by Hawaii. This is Emily Pye now. Back for Lukin. Onto her left foot. Lukin out a couple matches for a concussion, but very much welcome back into the side. She adds a different dimension for this San Francisco side, and her parents sit right below our broadcast position and always shake our hands before every match and say that their parents are tuning in Arizona. So shout out to the Lukin family in Arizona, the grandparents of Izzy Lukin, who tune into our broadcasts as well.
Well, what Izzy Lukin offers the Dons is now they're dangerous from both sides of the field. With Micaiah Madison on one side, Izzy Lukin on the other, they have two wing flank players who can really attack those corners and get the balls across the face of the goal, which they've both done with tremendous success so far in this early season.
Last time these two teams met was back in 2015 here on this field. San Francisco marching out to a 2-0 victory in that game.
A lot of space, that's a good idea, trying to get the ball wide, but with this field, it's got to be almost more to feet and a little slower pace of that pass.
Hawaii, they've only played 6 matches so far. San Francisco, this is their 10th game, and there was a tournament that was supposed to be in Hawaii, but it was canceled due to storms in the area and those affected by those storms. As Samantha Jennings gets a touch here, on for Carly Weeks, and her shot right at the goalkeeper Alexis Mata. But why not?
See if we have a replay of this. It's a very nice pass by Samantha Jennings to feed Weeks just off to her left, and then she tries to do the right thing by penetrating and getting a shot off. I think she needed to go to her left to get a better angle. Here it is with the replay. Nice shot on goal, but it wasn't really very strong. Good attacking play by USF overall. And Charles, you were mentioning that the 6 games also is probably due to the tremendous amount of travel that they do. Hawaii, that is.
Yeah, we spoke to head coach Michelle Nagamine before the game, and just speaking with her about this, she says that the group has to learn the hard way, and they're the most traveled team in the NCAA, and they're very proud to have a 3.5 GPA. Now this is Micaiah Madison looking to work the ball back. Madison, Izzy Lukin! It's on the end line. And here's Samantha Jennings trying to bring it back to her left foot and cleared away by Hawaii.
That was one of those plays where the ball seemed to just stay on the goal line, not going anywhere for a few moments, which seemed like a minute or two.
Here's D-Day with the shot, and Molly Eby is called into action. Just 7 minutes into this game. After a nice through ball into the feet of D-Day.
And what I like about that save is Molly Eby was in an excellent position, really disarming that shot altogether.
Here is Izzy Lukin, switching the field to the feet of Micaiah Madison. It was her build-up that led to the goal, the chance moments ago. Wasn't sure if Izzy Lukin had scored or not. This ball was bouncing around, and referee signaled for an advantage, but he'll pull it back here for a free kick in a dangerous position outside the 18. Just around 24, 25 yards away from goal.
And you can see Izzy Lukin standing over the ball. Now, Izzy Lukin's a left footer. I would expect this to be a right-footed shot with a right bend around the wall going to the far post. Let's see if this is going to be a direct shot on goal, which she's allowed to do since I believe it was called a tripping, or are they going to try to pass it over that line of defense, which seems to be held there about the 16 yards out from goal.
Izzy Lukin standing behind the ball with Mia Villegas. There's 4 in the wall. Izzy Lukin, and it bounces right in front of the goalkeeper. And Mata is called into question once more, the redshirt junior. And she's right there for her side. in this opening 10 minutes. Had to make a couple of saves so far, but they've been right at her, Alexis Mata. It's nice to get your touches as a goalkeeper early in a match like this.
It certainly is for the goalkeeper. She's getting a little comfortable. But with a shot like that, if it's going to be a direct shot on goal, it's got to be much, much higher pace. It can't really be floated. It needs to be a direct shot on goal. And that was just a little bit too soft. Not really threatening the Hawaii goalkeeper much at all.
And back to the point about Hawaii traveling so much. Head coach Nagamine telling us that it's the price they pay for paradise. Is something that she often recalls.
That's a positive attitude.
Why not?
With a very challenging travel schedule.
And mind you, we've welcomed the Rainbow Wahine here in San Francisco with our Hawaiian shirts. So we are wearing that in the theme of the day, because we know that the travel can be intense. Now, this is Lealoha Medeiros. She scored her third goal on the year against Nevada in the opening 15 minutes of their 1-1 draw on Thursday evening. And they really put her in a position to succeed in the number 10 position or the number 9 position right along another center forward. But she is a very special player, as well as Michelle Nagamine can also boast 10 freshmen and a plethora of sophomores, a lot of underclassmen. She says she starts about 5 to 6 underclassmen every single game, much like this San Francisco squad does. So both similar themes, and they both started well. This is Micaiah Madison getting to the end line. It's a goal kick.
And Micaiah Madison, again, showing her explosion there, getting to the end of that very bouncing ball. Unfortunately, she couldn't control it in time before it went over the end line. But you can see part of the strategy here for the USF Dons is attack these flanks with Micaiah Madison and Izzy Lucan, each respectively on the width, in the width.
Throw in for San Francisco on the far side. Just a couple of weeks until the conference starts. Just a couple more games, and Jim Melander, speaking with us in the pre-flash interview, he said it's just wins that matters. It's what the computer recognizes. Because a couple of years ago, San Francisco got second in the West Coast Conference, just moments away, points away from being able to win the conference. But their RPI was not high enough to get into the NCAA tournament. So that's something that he watches constantly. Wants to make sure that his team really does kick on as well in the conference. The conference usually sending 3 to 4 teams. But we'll have to see what happens, especially with Santa Clara coming to town on the 30th for what will be a mammoth match between the first place team, Santa Clara, and the San Francisco Dons. Micaiah Madison getting to the end line. Madison crossing it in and cleared away. And these crosses are coming few and far between for Micaiah Madison. They're just coming in bunches.
Absolutely. She is so dangerous. If she can just pull this ball back a little bit more, you see here on the replay, it's almost a square ball. Well, if she pulled that back about 4 or 5 yards, she's got teammates there who might be able to just nudge it into the net.
That's Jennings on the cross, looking for her junior compatriot, Izzy Lucan, on that turn right there. Crafty stuff by the redshirt junior. 7 goals on the year for Samantha Jennings. Only played 9 matches, San Francisco. So we're almost around halfway through. The conference, again, starts on September 30th against Santa Clara. There'll be one more home game here next week to warm up for that one. And there's a bit of a break. There's a 9-day break.
And is that an intentional academic break?
It's usually a break between, almost like a bye week, if you will, like in professional football or in college football. You kind of have that time to prepare.
And recover from the nicks and bumps that they all have, after that would be, what, 12 games they had played up to that point, Charles?
You got it. This is Raisa Stromo-Kimoto. Now to the feet of Lealoho Medeiros. An offside flag is raised on the far side in this opening 15 minutes.
And Marlowe goes into a tackle here, and I think gets the worst of it, but it was a very clean, fair tackle by both players. I think she just might have got a inadvertent elbow or hand to the face, but it's good to see her back up. She is a tough customer. USF is composed here in the back, but as they start to go forward in the midfield and up front, they seem a little bit panicked, not connecting on those last few passes.
Way back to goalkeeper Molly Eby. Settled by Palacios, the freshman. Brought down here by D-Day. This is Daub. Looking for her teammate Mackenzie Moore. Five freshmen who start for Hawaii. Two sophomores. They only have two seniors, and they both start for this Hawaii side in Sarah Lau and Reisa Strom-Okimoto. Very much an underclassmen type of side, but San Francisco has the same thing as well, with four freshmen starting, as we had spoke about as well. This is Autumn Smithers, who 2 weeks ago scored probably one of the goals that will be most celebrated in her collegiate career and in her soccer career as well. This is Villegas. It's a nice through ball for Lukin, who swerves the ball in, but it's Villegas again. She's taken down top of the 18. Referee looks at it, still looks around, and then signals in favor of Hawaii going the other direction.
If we see the replay, I don't understand how this is on USF. The foul, the infringement, it was a fair tackle by Hawaii. Right here, that's a fair tackle. But then they call something on Villegas. Not sure what the referee saw. Interesting call, and the play goes on. Hawaii having a tough time breaking down USF defense.
Fine tackle right there, out of the back.
And I suppose you could say the same about USF. They're having a hard time breaking that last line of defense of Hawaii's.
San Francisco with about 30 hours of rest. This Hawaii team, they've been resting since the end of Thursday evening. Probably wanted to kick on and get this thing going for their side.
See this shape of Hawaii is very disciplined. They have two high forwards, 3 to 4 midfielders, very well spatially composed.
Spatially composed, I like that. I like that.
They're really not allowing a lot of channels for USF to pass through, forcing USF to go over those lines of defense.
And you can see that D-Day and Medeiros are actually backtracking in front of San Francisco's back four, and they're almost defending with 10 behind the ball at all times, but they are trying to get forward. It's not a total defensive shape, but as you had mentioned, they are very spatially aware. This is Smithers trying to clear on the turn. I believe that was Lealoha Medeiros. Trying to work her way through. Cassidy Kohlmeyer for Madison. Looks like Madison and Izzy Lukin have switched sides here. And this is the freshman captain, Kat Hill. We speak about it almost every broadcast, but it is quite an accomplishment that a freshman starts at center back for the San Francisco side and is the captain of this team. Just shows what kind of trust Jim Millender has in her as the center back for this side. Her and Mia Villegas, the two freshmen that start in the center back position and defensive midfield positions, are just great recruits. Now a ball over the top, looking for Carly Weeks, and the goalkeeper, Alexis Mata.
And that's a really good idea if Meeks has more space on the wide channels going straight to the goalie, that's usually not going to work, especially on this fast field. But Meeks has a tremendous amount of pace. Just needs to be a little bit more space for her to run onto the ball. USF here trying to break down that line, that second line of defense in midfield of Hawaii, not being real successful, not on the ground anyway.
San Francisco undefeated at home, 4-0 on the year. Interesting to note that Hawaii is 2-0-1, 2 wins and a tie away from home. And so whoever is going to be the victor today, or if it's a tie, a little bit of a barometer for how the rest of the season is going. Now, San Francisco certainly doesn't want to lose at home, but this Hawaii team, they are very, very good on their travels.
I suppose they have to learn to be, and that is not an easy thing to do, but fair play to them. That is quite the challenge. Again, Micaiah Madison being very dangerous, going all the way down the line with that ball, winning the corner kick for the USF Dons.
Here is Izzy Lucan. Swerving the ball in. Cat Hill's in there. It's Villegas, and it's just over the bar.
And that was a tremendous corner kick, and even better header, unfortunately for the USF Dons, just over the crossbar. Really redirected that ball well, did Cat Hill. Or was that Villegas? Excuse me.
Villegas.
Yes, very, very nice header. Unfortunately, it was not on frame. Here's a replay of it. Yeah, just didn't get high enough to get the ball down. Easily said from here, isn't it, Charles?
Yes, sir. This is Natalie Daub in possession. And now Mackenzie Moore into the feet of Kire Dale. And headed away by Cat Hill.
And see Cat Hill rarely out of position there. That's why the ball went out of bounds. She was just, the shape of the defensive line was fairly poor. Kind of caught them on their heels.
Shouts at the handball from Emily Pye. It was a bit of an awkward defensive position for her to be in there, but she was able to clear.
And if many of the fans, if they see as many games as we do in college, you know these college referees are not going to call that unless it's absolutely clear.
Ball on the left side as Hawaii probes. And Ernie Marlowe is fouled. It'll be a free kick now for San Francisco.
And referee's going to take a moment, which I think is good, to speak to the player and just say, let's not have this. We want to keep you in the game. Let's play the ball, not the man. And I would rather see the referee take a moment to speak to the player rather than being very quick or too quick with the cards.
Just played around halfway through this first half. 0-0 the score. San Francisco with the better of the chances. And Hawaii certainly has had a couple on the counterattack. And have looked pretty dangerous. I'm sure Coach Jim Millender speaking with his side just to make sure that they sharpen up in the back, as they've had the better run of play thus far.
Well, I think that's an interesting point, Charles. And if you were to ask USF how they could be sharper, I think it's connecting more passes and not resorting to those balls over the defense each and every time. They really have to play their game, which I believe is through the midfield, through Autumn Smithers, and then attacking those flank spaces with their two dynamic wingers. Now, this is a free kick, obviously, for Hawaii. It's a little bit far for a dangerous shot, but I would expect a shot on goal rather than a chip over the line of defense, but let's see what they choose to do. Expect a left-footed shot, I would say, here, directly on goal.
This is Medeiros behind the ball, and the shot comes in. Molly Eby does get her hand to it. It's going to be a corner now for Hawaii. And it was taken by the freshman, Claire Jo Didi.
Yeah, and that's a really dangerous corner to give up. It wasn't on frame, I don't believe, but she's felt safer parrying the ball out of bounds.
So Didi to take this set piece. There's one in front of the goalkeeper. Hawaii very much spread out here. Mackenzie Moore's in front of the goalkeeper. She runs to the near post. Someone's at the back post, and Molly Eby has to be big time. And she makes herself big and able to make that save.
See some of the fans saying that she went over the goal line with the ball. I don't think that's the case. Maybe we can get a clip of that on replay. The referee was right there, so was the linesman, and they said play on.
Here's Carly Weeks. Her ball intended for Madison.
And here's the replay where we can see that's very, very close. You know, that isn't the ideal angle. We don't have VAR here in college soccer yet anyway.
Says Weeks. The goalkeeper comes out. Good communication there by the right back Taylor Mason and the goalkeeper Mata. So they get that wrong. San Francisco has a through ball in on goal. Now this is Samantha Jennings operating just outside the 18. Still on her feet, onto her left foot. Smithers for Carly Weeks. Back for Jennings. And can Micaiah Madison get there? And Mata does. And a good 50-50 ball that Mata does get to the ground to before Madison. I'm not sure if Weeks was trying to play in Jennings or Madison there, but
that was a really nice build-up, and I have to hand it to the Hawaii goalkeeper. You know, I might have called a foul on that, but she didn't complain. She got right up, put the ball back in play. Alexis Mata.
Here's Jennings. Still on her feet. Working her way through. Knocked down by Jennings outside the 18. Is she going to take this on the half volley? Brings it back to her left foot. Trying to find Autumn Smithers. San Francisco keeping the ball in through the feet of Cassidy Kohlmeyer, who I'm told is the person that runs the music in this building for pregame warm-ups.
Well, I did see her earlier in the press box teeing up the play selection.
And she's very, very strict with her playlist. Ball over the top here, brought down here by Lealoha Medeiros. And a shot from distance on the half turn. And that was ambitious, but it just shows the quality of Medeiros. Again, 3 goals to her name this year, the sophomore. One of the better players in this Hawaii side. Here's Kohlmeyer. Taking her time, patient. Just under 20 minutes to go in this first half. Madison on for Villegas. Madison chasing. It's Natalie Daub. And Daub wins the throw-in. Daub on for D-Day. Brought down in central midfield by Strum Okimoto. Headed all the way back to goalkeeper Eby. And Coach Jim Millender has a bit of a goalkeeper, not issue, but selection headache potentially, because he's been starting Olivia Camera and Molly Eby each game opposite of one another. So one will get one on the weekend, one will get the other. But
it's a nice deep roster. It's a nice challenge to have for Coach Millender. And quite frankly, I don't think he views that as a headache. I think he views it as a luxury to have 2 quality goalkeepers. And at the end of the day, the players are really, with their play, are going to decide who's number 1 and who's number 2.
Samantha Jennings upended here. Free kick for San Francisco. Taken by Cassidy Kohlmeyer. She didn't get the bend she wanted on that one. It's right to the goalkeeper.
That's right. I think she was looking for a much bigger bend than that, and just didn't come.
Brought down by Kat Hill. All the way back to Emily Pye. And now for Marie Marlowe.
Now, Hawaii, again, being very disciplined in their defense here. Allowing USF here to play in the back. It's right there in midfield. You can see here, 6 players in the line of defense. See if USF can break them down a bit.
Smithers for Marlowe. Marlowe taking her time. All the way back into the feet of Pai. Pai surveying the field, raises her hand, looks at Weeks. Weeks on the turn. Finds Marlowe again. The freshman combining nicely. Marlowe, wonderful little move. Trying to work her way through for Lucan. But out of the back, it's Taylor Mason with the tackle. Through the middle for Stromo Kimoto. Ball tackled away by Villegas, the U17 Mexican international. Probably going to play at the U19 and U21 level as well. Great turn by Madison on the sideline. Madison looking for Jennings. Here's Kallmeyer. Strong work, Madison.
And those are the plays that Jim Millender refers to as USF has to do better with the ball. They need to find that last pass, or I shouldn't say even the last pass, but that pass into the defensive third. They need to connect better. They need to take care of the ball, as Jim Millender says, and they still have not been consistently doing that with much success.
Couple substitutions for San Francisco. Kalena Teufel on the right side for San Francisco, and Carly Weeks withdrawn for Beth Ann Perry, also a freshman as well. And for Hawaii, they've made a change up top, and it is Daylin Tokunaga now in the match, the freshman. Here's Beth Ann Perry. Cleared away. On the right side is Kayla Ryan as well for Hawaii, who replaced Sarah Lau. This is Autumn Smithers. Ball over the top for Madison. Beautifully weighted ball. Can she get there? Into the feet of Beth Ann Perry. Started the first couple games for San Francisco. Still trying to work her way back into this starting 11. Very much impressed by her. Here she is at the end line for Jennings on the turn. And it's just out of her reach there on the turn. But a nice little roulette, as they call it, into her own pathway. Eventually, the shot on the turn by Jennings.
And it all started with the one-on-one, and Samantha Jennings had the creativity to try to turn with that ball. She just couldn't keep it on her foot. Had she, I think she had a clear shot on goal.
31st minute, 0-0 the score still between the two sides. Another substitution coming for Hawaii and for San Francisco. Mackenzie Moore withdrawn on the left side of this midfield for Hawaii. And it is Michaela Johnson-Griggs now in the match. The junior from Beaverton, Oregon. Here's Teufel. Teufel appearing to be a handful and winning a free kick for San Francisco.
And that's quite a luxury Jim Miller has on his roster this year, subbing in one very strong player in Izzy Lucan for another in Teufel. Really similar players, very strong wing players. They really love to go forward and attack those flanks.
It's going to be taken by Samantha Jennings. It's a nicely weighted ball. Goes all the way through. Can Villegas track it down? Fortunately, she can't. Scoreless thus far between the two teams. Again, they've met, the last time they met was back in 2015. 2-0 the scoreline between these two.
An appropriate time for substitutions in the game. Both teams looking for a spark. Both teams needing a spark. Trying to get a goal before the intermission here.
The intermission. Nice way to put it, Joe. I like that.
Thank you. Very
musical show, play, theater goer kind of
I learned
thing.
from one of the best in Charles Woolen.
It's back in my theatrical days, my friend. But theatrical days turned into my passion and love for football. So it's the theater on the field, if you will. The interval, the halftime break.
I love it.
The intermission. Here come Hawaii. Onto the left foot here. Good stuff, this. This is Stromo Kimoto, and she wins a throw. A lot going through her feet now, and you would expect that, the senior. 2 goals on the year for Stromo Kimoto, one of the leaders of this Hawaii team.
That was a very nice build-up by Hawaii. They just couldn't get that final pass in front of the goal because USF had very good coverage. They had 2 defenders on her.
Here's Micaiah Madison, chance to run. Nice little 1-2 on for her and Jennings. Into the feet of Beth Ann Perry, who tries to work that. Look at Villegas making a run from central midfield. A strong one for Samantha Jennings. Here's a good run for San Francisco. Can they make something of this? It's Kalena Teufel back onto her left foot. Still Teufel. Final ball. Still waiting for it. And look at Villegas still hustling with the play, who is trying to find Jennings. And San Francisco with an excellent counterattack there, but not able to find that through ball, that final pass.
Well, I think USF has had a spark with these substitutions. And again, they're trying to get on the score sheet here before halftime or intermission.
Throw in at far side for Hawaii. It's going to be taken by the right back, Taylor Mason. And 3 substitutions being prepared for Coach Jim Millender on the far side. Sydney Cooper, Ashley Humphrey, and Nicole Kelsey, I believe, all ready to go. And it's Morgan Meza out of the back for one of her teammates, the substitute, but it's stolen here by Kat Hill.
Kat Hill's really putting in the performance today. She's a center back, but she wins the ball and she gets involved in the offense. That's tremendous play by her. She's trying to connect with those forwards and Samantha Jennings and Micaiah Madison. Unfortunately for that one, she just didn't connect with feet. Put the ball in space when Samantha Jennings was asking for the ball at her feet or to her feet.
This is Villegas, who also is putting in a performance today. Into the feet of Beth Ann Perry. Can she find something over to her left? Finds Madison. Hawaii's able to defend in numbers, though. Madison runs right into Taylor Mason. It's been a good battle, Mason and Madison. No alliteration intended there, just happens to be the actual coincidence.
And look at Teufel's speed, winning that ball.
Teufel. And now Villegas. Into the feet of Jennings, who I know is probably hungry for more, especially after her performance on Friday. Madison. Now onto her right, it's Micaiah Madison. Save made by Mata.
And if we see this replay, Micaiah Madison creates space for herself, gets her hips around the ball, puts the ball in a very good position, forcing the goalkeeper, Mata, to make this save right here. Fantastic shot going in the corner, but Mata comes out of nowhere to parry that ball outside the goal mouth.
It's Cassidy George and Sydney Cooper in the match now. Cassidy George replacing Mia Villegas. Samantha Jennings takes a seat. Sydney Cooper now in the game. And Ashley Humphrey in for Lucan. Cassidy George with a fine little tackle on the half turn. And a quick through ball for the striker, Sydney Cooper. I think she wanted more. And look at that pace and awareness of the central midfield substitute.
Well, I also like the activity up front. Again, these substitutions for USF are having the advantage over the Hawaii substitutes. They're lending more spark to their team than the opposition. The question is, can they get on the score sheet before 8 minutes and 23 seconds ticks off the clock?
Here's Kallmeyer. And now Kat Hill. The 37th minute of this first half. Just around 8 minutes to go. Here's Kallmeyer that's switched today from the left back position to the right back position and play all across that back line. Now, beautiful move by Kalena Teufel. She lays off for Beth Ann Perry. Ball in her feet. Out to Sydney Cooper. Cooper on her left serves the ball in. And it's cleared away by Hawaii. I think it'll be a San Francisco corner, or rather, San Francisco player did get to it. Was it Ashley Humphrey is the question.
But that's the type of ball movement and multiple players involved that Jim Millender likes to see, particularly in the offensive third. Quick, dynamic passing, which creates shots, which creates holes in the Hawaii defense. So nice play, didn't come to a goal, but a very nice play with multiple players involved in the offensive third.
This is Teufel again. Teufel for Cooper. Cooper onto her left foot. Sydney Cooper.
While that wasn't the most dangerous shot, I really like Sydney Cooper's work rate, and she has the ability to get the ball in those dangerous positions. We haven't seen a lot of that from either team, so she's really working hard, making the smart runs off the ball in order to be in a position to receive the ball in dangerous spots.
Here's Ashley Humphrey. 2 goals to her name so far this year, important ones. 2 weeks ago, she scored the opener against New Mexico right before halftime. And here comes Hawaii on the counterattack. It'll be a San Francisco throw.
You have to hand it to Hawaii. They have not just packed in, parked the bus. They're really trying to go forward. Not having a lot of success deep into their own offensive third, but they're certainly trying.
Ball squirts through Cat Hill. She has to be careful there. Ball swerved in. Cat Hill defensively does well. Down by Teufel. On for Beth Ann Perry, who flicks it up in the air. Caught by Daub. And the freshman Meza trying to make a tackle, but having a difficult time in doing so. Cassidy George finds Teufel, who's almost playing as an attacking mid, just in front of the front three. She's really made her way inroads as a winger on the right side, and just playing underneath, causing a little bit of havoc. Could it be her final ball that leads to the first San Francisco goal? Now Autumn Smithers finds Kallmeyer. Kallmeyer for Teufel. Kallmeyer's ball over the top for Sydney Cooper. It's a foot race. Sydney Cooper and the center back Kiri Dale. Throw in for San Francisco. Quick throw in here. Teufel, Kallmeyer. Smithers. And Marie Marlowe marshals that out. It's going to be a throw-in for San Francisco. Trying to connect a couple passes there on that left side. Beautiful day in San Francisco, by the way, if you're just joining us. We're just around 3 miles away from the Pacific Ocean. And there's very little cloud cover here. It's probably around 70 degrees. A little bit breezy, though. Here's Pine. And now Beth Ann Perry. She's bumped into. Referee pulls it back for advantage, but Beth Ann Perry was on the turn. Pretty sure she was able to complete the play, so
interesting.
Different story. But
thought he might have left that for 1 or 2 more seconds to see if she did actually win that final ball, but he called it early. You're right.
Kallmeyer looking for Cooper. Can she get there in the corner? Yes, she can. Sydney Cooper does very well. Into the feet of Teufel. Teufel's cross, looking for Beth Ann Perry. Cut out here by Cat Hill. Cat Hill back into the mix. George for Pye. Pye dribbling out of the back. Now has Marie Marlowe. She always wants to run. On for Humphrey. Humphrey's cross for Cooper. And boy, I know Sydney Cooper would like a goal. She just keeps getting better and better every single match.
And she's in the right place at the right time. She just could not keep that on her foot. But a very good in-swinging cross right to her at about the 12-yard spot.
Cassidy George for Kallmeyer. San Francisco still working this nicely now. Getting a little bit more patient. You can see they kind of know what they need to do. But here comes Hawaii. Here's Stromo Kimoto. Shoulder-to-shoulder challenge nudged off the ball as Kalena Teufel works her way through. Has some space with her and Sydney Cooper. Teufel still for Cooper. Can she get there? It's Sydney Cooper! Save made by Mata! And the Hawaii fans love it.
And they should be excited. Mata is playing fantastic. for USF, that ball needs to be hard and low to one of the posts.
And that was the moment.
Take nothing away from the Hawaii goalkeeper. That was a fantastic save, but really, USF has to hit that ball hard and low. You can see the replay here. It's a nice little build-up, nice little diagonal, and then Sydney Cooper wins that little tackle, frees herself up, but she goes for the far post.
That was the moment there for Sydney Cooper. I'm sure her teammates would love to see her score a goal today. Well, that is some excellent work to be at the right place at the right time, like you just spoke about it 2 minutes ago or so. Here's Humphrey, Marlowe. San Francisco being very much more patient here as Marlowe's brought to ground. No call, says the referee. Throw in far side. 1 minute and 23 seconds to go. Now down to 1 minute 20 here on the WTV. 0-0 the score. Is there something in this right before the halftime interval? Bethan Perry up in the air. Here is Stramo Kimoto. Nice ball out here to Michaela Johnson-Griggs. It's Johnson-Griggs to the end line. And she's not able to find something with it. A plethora of Hawaii fans in the building supporting the Rainbow Wahine today. Traveling from Honolulu for this game. And why wouldn't you want to come visit San Francisco for a nice little weekend holiday? Again, the most traveled team in the NCAA. Obviously, you see the Hawaii football team, basketball team on TV very frequently. And Michelle Nagamene says they miss around 17 days of class in the actual classroom throughout the year in the fall, which is a significant amount. So at the halftime break between the two sides, Hawaii, who has been impeccable on their away travels this year, 2 wins and a tie, and San Francisco, that has been equally as good here at home, 4-0 on the year. Between the two sides, it is 0-0. I'm Charles Wolin. Alongside me, of course, is Joe Dugan. And we will be back with the second half after a short 15-minute break here on the W.TV. San Francisco with a fair share of chances, but Hawaii on the counterattack look threatening, and they are 45 minutes away from getting another result here on the road before they head back to Honolulu. San Francisco 45 minutes away from potentially putting a back-to-back performance here at home. So it's all to do. We'll be back. Get your favorite drink or snack, whatever you'd like. We'll be back on the WTV after this.
Bring out your color with the style and protection of new Valspar Stain with all-weather defense that's rain-ready in just 4 hours. This is stain changing, and change starts at Lowe's.
To the goal line, touchdown! Lamar Jackson keeps it. Away he goes!
Typically a complex process here, but of course, Fowler making it look easy. Great stance, confident. Here we go. He's got the details and he's making the approach. Yes, he's approved in 8 minutes. Well played, Ricky.
Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans, America's largest mortgage lender.
Hey Dons fans, I'm Sydney Ellis.
I'm Michelle Feinberg.
Season ticket sales for women's soccer are open to the public.
return, the strike, and a great save again by Olivia Camera.
So come buy your tickets and support your Dons to victory on the pitch.
Kaya Madison! Izzy Lucan scores for San Francisco. Service. Oh, and it's in the back of the net for San Francisco. It's a big-time equalizer.
Bring out your color with the style and protection of new Valspar Stain with all-weather defense that's rain-ready in just 4 hours. This is stain changing, and change starts at Lowe's.
To the goal line, touchdown! Lamar Jackson keeps it. Away he goes!
Typically a complex process here, but of course, Fowler making it look easy. Great stance, confident. Here we go. He's got the details and he's making the approach. Yes! He's approved in 8 minutes. Well played, Ricky.
Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans, America's largest mortgage lender.
Hey Dons fans.
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 Another season has started.
Welcome to Negoesco Stadium here in the heart of San Francisco.
So it's a new look for this USF team.
Get your USF All Sports Pass today.
Come out, support, cheer, and make some noise.
Oskin on the block.
And a great save by Olivia Camera. Giuseppe, San Francisco.
6 sports.
To Rainbow Jam.
Over 90 games.
Alexander. Rainbow.
And 1 incredible year.
They win the West Coast Conference title.
So come buy your tickets and support your Dons to victory.
And a walk-off from Villa Roman.
Bring out your color with the style and protection of new Valspar Stain with all-weather defense that's rain-ready in just 4 hours. This is stain changing, and change starts at Lowe's.
From the classroom to the court, 10 exceptional schools across the West Coast. Since 2010, 48 postseason wins, 12 academic All-Americans.
Pop the 3. How do you like that?
1 Final Four appearance. It's more than just a game.
And Rocket Mortgage has Rate Shield, that you lock in your interest rate while you shop for your new home. So if rates go up, you don't have to worry. And if rates go down, you get the lower rate. They really have you covered.
Rocket Mortgage, America's largest mortgage lender.
It was there when you heard your favorite song for the first time. It's there when you want to hear it again. It was there when your favorite host gave you your chance to win those impossible tickets.
Oh my God, you're kidding! The iHeartRadio Music Festival.
What is it? The iHeartRadio app. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all in one place.
iHeartRadio. To the goal line, touchdown! Lamar Jackson keeps it. Away he goes!
The duck of the year! What if we told you that Stadium brings you free, premium sports, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year? with exclusive live college games.
Maybe the play of the day in college football.
Daily studio shows.
This is the pinnacle of the sport. If you don't want to fight, don't come here.
Highlights and full game replays sent to all your favorite platforms. Modern, personalized, and built for you, the viewer. A new way to watch sports. Stadium, welcome to the game.
Welcome back to San Francisco's Negoesco Stadium with the score at 0-0 between these two sides. Hawaii, that is undefeated on their away travels, and San Francisco, that is undefeated here at home. 45 minutes to play. San Francisco with the better run of play in the first half, but Hawaii kind of threatening on the counterattack, and they look up for the fight, especially. I'm joined for commentary alongside me is Joe Dugan, and Joe Dugan got the chance to catch up with Coach Jim Millender at the half.
I'm here with Coach Jim Millender. Interesting first half. You were really pushing for a goal there, it seemed to me, in the last 20 minutes. You really got a spark from your substitutions. What are your thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, I mean, I think we played well. You know, I think Hawaii's sitting in a little bit and looking for a counter. We've been all around their goal. Their goalkeepers made 2 or 3 big-time saves. We just got to be a little sharper. I think we just got to be a little bit sharper in the second half around the box.
Yeah, you've created really good opportunities. Do you see the substitution pattern maybe being the same or different in the second half?
We'll see how the game gets on, Joe. I don't know, but like we played well in the first half. We're just lacking a goal, and that's what the game's all about.
Good luck.
Okay, thanks.
And back to Charles in the booth.
Well, right back here at Negoesco Stadium as Hawaii looking to make something of this little foray right here. Kept into play by Kayla Ryan. She finds her teammate Lealoha Medeiros. Medeiros over to the left for Natalie Daub. Chasing the ball is Mackenzie Moore. Throw in for San Francisco. Deep in their half. And as the legs kind of get to be wary because it is a back-to-back, Joe, for both of these two sides. Is it that extra bit of magic? Is it the first team that makes a mistake? What is it?
Well, I think it's going to be the spark from the substitutions either team gets. And so far on that, in that area, USF has had the advantage. They have, it seems to me, a deeper roster than Hawaii and some dynamic, fluid players who can come in and, for example, really attack on the flanks.
Throw in for Hawaii, taken by Natalie Daub. Brought in by Micaiah Madison.
So to your point, Charles, you were saying, is it going to be the team who makes the first mistake? Well, you know, the game is usually about mistakes, but it's because the offense usually creates those problems, those mistakes on the defense.
The wind whipping in a little bit more here. Not crazy cloud cover over Negoesco Stadium, and there are some clouds behind us, but the wind moving a little bit here from the west to the east, of course, as you would expect, because you fly with the headwind, not against the headwind. Here is Madison. 3 assists for her on Friday evening.
And
7
a goal.
on the year. Yeah. Corner kick now for San Francisco.
To say the least, what a night. You mentioned this at the end of the first half, Charles. USF seems to be being much more patient with the ball, not being frantic in their attack, being more possess-orientated as they progress down the field. Here's a corner kick for Izzy Luke, and let's see if she can be as dynamic as she was earlier in the first half with her corner kicks.
Lukin, Cat Hill is there, ball bouncing around. It's Marie Marlowe, and it's just wide. It's going to be a second corner. Marie Marlowe, as the ball fell to her, had a go.
And that's why I like these driven balls like this one here from Izzy Lukin, rather than with a ball that's lofted too high and too much air into the ball, gives the goalkeeper too much time to get it. If it's driven, so many things can happen.
Here's Weeks. She raises her hand. It's Cat Hill at the near post. Back to the feet of Carly Weeks. Weeks has a go. And it's wide and high. Super impressed by Carly Weeks. The work rate from the freshman, the soccer IQ, the athleticism. They really, really have a great find in Carly Weeks.
And that was absolutely the right decision. She collected it well and had to go. Unfortunately, couldn't put the ball on frame, but that's absolutely the right decision.
Goal kick taken by the center back there in Palacios. And she had a bit of a slip as she took that one. Kind of laboring just a tad. This is Meza, now linking up with Lealoha Medeiros, who's now playing in central midfield. She started as a striker for Michelle Nagamene's side, but she's now in central midfield. Look at her draw the pressure there and kind of kick on. Again, she usually plays in the number 10 position, the attacking midfielder position, and being able to make things happen, but now a little bit withdrawn in this second half to add some extra bite or potentially that little through ball. They really do need her to be able to combine in this Hawaiian team.
And I think that's a good move on Hawaii's part to really get her more involved. As she comes back, she's more involved getting the ball from defense, transitioning into the offense. She'll be more involved, and with being such a dynamic player, they need that if they're going to get on the score sheet today.
Jennings for Villegas. Villegas stops her run, but here's Micaiah Madison. Good tackle on the far side by left back Natalie Daub. Throw in here. Kept in by Jennings on the turn. Kind of ping-ponged around. Shouts of a handball as well, but here's Izzy Lukin on the turn. Lukin, and it's right into the hands of Alexis Mata.
Samantha Jennings was sure that was a handball. The referee was right there and immediately called it off. So that's not the first potential handball in the same penalty box for the referee, who's had to make a decision on that.
Here's Jennings. And now Madison on the turn. Madison stops and turns and plays into the feet of Kallmeyer. All the way back now into the feet of Cat Hill. And Villegas, who's fixing her hair but still playing on.
That is really challenging. Never seen that before.
I'm going to give her 10 out of 10 for fixing her scrunchie and her hair at the same time. And why not? Here's Weeks. And if this results in a goal from Villegas, she'll get extra credit. Here's Marlowe.
Yeah, you hear Jim Millender asking for his Dons to pressure the ball up high. And I think that's the right move, because if you see Hawaii, they don't have a lot of options. And so if they're just caught with that ball thinking of where to go, they might catch them out.
Here's Marlowe for Jennings, who keeps the ball in very well. Now Otto Smithers, who will switch the field to find Cassidy Kallmeyer. Again, a goal for Kallmeyer, the 5th goal on Friday night for San Francisco. What a goal it was. And here's Villegas from distance. And for a second, it was dipping and curving and swerving and all this and that. And a terrific little effort from outside the box by the freshman.
I think she caught the goalkeeper not expecting that shot because it was so far out.
That would have been quite something.
Well, oftentimes in games, we see the first goal make such a big difference. I think this game will actually settle down. Both teams really pressing, a little bit nervous, a little bit stressful. That first goal comes, both teams tend to have more to play for.
Here is Kallmeyer. Looking for Jennings. Cleared away, but so too there's Izzy Lukin. And now Autumn Smithers. On for Marie Marlowe. Marlowe with possession for San Francisco. Marlowe switching the field. Can't really find Madison. So here come Hawaii to the feet of Natalie Daub. 10 minutes played. We're in the 56th minute of this game. And about 35 minutes to go between these two sides. You can hear Coach Jim Millender tell his side, keep passing the ball, play simple.
And, you know, when they're tired, and, you know, of course they know these things, but it's good to be reminded that the game is simplified. Just pass the ball. Pass the ball to the person next to you. Pass the ball to the teammate that you see. Just trying to refocus his team, and that's exactly what good coaches do.
He's asking Izzy Lucan to get higher on the field. Throw it for San Francisco, just in front of the Hawaiian bench now.
And one of the reasons why Jim Millender tells, for example, Izzy Lucan to get higher is because he wants to put them on defense. He doesn't want to give them the ability to counter if USF loses the ball. Micaiah Madison getting down, has the opportunity for a cross. She just couldn't get that in front of the goal, and instead it went off or out of bounds, not even hitting the post.
Madison with 7 assists on the year. Samantha Jennings with 7 goals on the year. This is Villegas, and now on for Micaiah Madison. Madison now, still Madison, at the end line. Micaiah Madison swerves it in, looking for Samantha Jennings. Izzy Lucan. And Izzy Lucan service, I guess, impeded Micaiah Madison. This is Micaiah Madison in for Jennings.
And the play comes again from Micaiah Madison, crossing that ball to her favorite teammate, it seems like these days, in Samantha Jennings. Micaiah Madison really, really unstoppable there, especially into space. Not too many defenders across country can mark her or keep up with her speed. And when she's successful getting down the line, putting the ball across, USF is going to be successful.
That goal comes at a big time for this San Francisco side. Villegas, now Madison. Madison now has Villegas again. Is there more? Actually wants to put the game to bed here. Villegas onto her left. Villegas by Mata. Now on for Madison again.
And Mata there again, answering the call for Hawaii. That was a tremendous buildup by USF, penetrating deep into the box. That's usually a goal, but Mata is being an outstanding goalkeeper, shot blocker for Hawaii today.
This is Weeks. He pins the ball down for San Francisco. And now Cat Hill with possession. And it's going to be a throw-in now for Hawaii.
Now, I would expect USF to continue their same strategy, the same style of play, really shooting and attacking for the next goal. I don't think they're going to be happy just sitting back, knocking the ball around endlessly. I think they're going to continue to press when they don't have the ball, and then press when they do have the ball, going forward in numbers.
Just around a half hour to go here on the W.TV. Apologize for any technical difficulties that you may have had here, but Samantha Jennings for San Francisco with her 8th on the year in this opening 15 minutes of the second half. Charles Woolen, Joe Dugan with you. Hawaii has been perfect on their away travels. 2 wins and a tie. San Francisco, 4 wins here at the Fortress Negoesco Stadium. And in the driver's seat with just around a half hour to go, we played an hour. And Samantha Jennings, their talisman, or taliswoman rather, has them in pole position to potentially get things going, but far from done just yet. This is Carly Weeks, the freshman, onto her right foot for San Francisco. Looking for Madison and can't find her.
And that's a really good play by Meeks to penetrate. Weeks to penetrate, try to dish the ball. Again, this surface is very fast. Samantha Jennings is not her typical position out there on the wing. She'd be more inclined to get in front of the goal where she's scored so many of those goals.
Free kick now for Hawaii. Hawaii, they have one lone NCAA tournament appearance in 2007. Their first year of soccer on the women's side was in 1994. For San Francisco, their first year of soccer was in 1985. And they've never made an NCAA tournament. And this could be a very, very special year indeed for this San Francisco side. It's just wins that matter, according to Coach Jim Millender, now in his 7th year. The man that came from the University of Southern California, that spent 10 years in what was then the Pac-10, now the Pac-12. 8 out of his 10 years, he brought his team into the tournament. He's added stability. He's added a style of play that these players will often love, and they really do play the real good stuff here. Total football, playing the ball out of the back, connecting passes through central midfield. That's the way that he likes to have a go at it, the 25-year veteran of coaching.
And if those footballers of ours at home viewing this know that, or may not know, that Jim Millender was coached and taught a lot of his philosophy from the inventor of total football, Rinus Michels, the famous Dutch coach, and also played alongside Johan Cruyff, who took Rinus Michels' philosophy of total football into Barcelona, into Mexico, into Ajax, and you have these brilliant teams playing that beautiful soccer called total football.
Well, there's Micaiah Madison on the turn, a wonderful little turn by Madison. Again, it was her assist that led to the Jennings goal. Again, 8 assists for Micaiah Madison, 8 goals for Samantha Jennings. Here in the 10th game that they've both are a part of. And if those statistics continue to come to fruition for those two, it's really going to be a special year for them.
Well, they have a fluid roster, and what I mean by fluid is they have a deep roster. They have very dynamic players who can come in, and they don't lose much at all, if anything, when they have substitutions come into the game. Oftentimes you have the second-team players. There's a drop-off between the first-teamers and the second-teamers. There is really not in this Dons roster this year, and that's why I think the NCAA is on their doorstep for them to have, for them to take advantage of, for them to get into the tournament this year for the first time.
Ball over the top, and Kat Hill is right there with a fantastic header. Now here's Kalena Teufel, still running at defenders. Kalena Teufel, and winning a throw-in for San Francisco.
Teufel and Kat Hill really don't play like freshmen, do they? They're showing a lot of experience out there, a lot of leadership with their play on the field as true freshmen.
Here is Teufel, and now Cassidy George. Cassidy George on her right foot. George does well, a couple of step overs, getting to the end line, or excuse me, close to the end line. Excuse me, I need to get my vision checked. This is Kohlmeyer. Weeks, getting to the end line. Still Weeks, keeps it in. Referee says play on. Not sure if the ball went all the way over the end line, but I'll let the assistant referee on the far side handle that.
Very, very good play by the USF Dons. Fair play by the Hawaii defender.
Here's Jennings back to goal. Is there more for her and her side? She's looking for that ball to trickle over the sideline, and it very much does in a pedestrian pace, and they've got another corner here. A fine opportunity for San Francisco to potentially get a second, and a second for them in this match would really kind of put things to bed if they can get it, because Hawaii's been okay on the counterattack, but hasn't bothered goalkeeper Molly Eby. Swerved on in, goalkeeper out, still out, and I thought it crossed the line there, and it is a goal for San Francisco. Not sure who scored it.
And the assistant referee in very good position to immediately notify the head referee the ball had crossed the line.
It was Cassidy George with the goal. And take a look at this once more. It's Humphrey's service, comes off of a defender. Marie Marlowe's in there, and it's Cassidy George over the line. San Francisco 2, Hawaii 0. Her first collegiate goal. And what a time to score it.
And fantastic work there with our replay team, getting that to us so quickly. Thank you.
Now Cassidy George, that plays along the back line but enjoying a nice little stint in central midfield, scores a crucial goal for San Francisco, potentially killing the game off here with 25 minutes to play.
Well, this is when you see the character of a team. Let's see how Hawaii is going to react. And it seems to me so far in this very, very short time since that second goal, they are not going to hold back. They might even move a defender into midfield, push a midfielder into the forwards, and really go for a goal, trying to get on the score sheet, and then pressuring USF to manage the game.
Well, certainly, and you know that Michelle Nagamini is not going to hold back whatsoever, especially in our little interview before the game in chatting with her about the amount of travel that they do and just the character of their specific team. Because of all the travel, why not have a go? It's got to be that way for them. They just can't sit in and bunker in defensively because they need to be able to get results because of the fatigue, because of the travel, because of missing so much classroom time. And credit to this Hawaiian side that keeps a 3.5 GPA every year, and their coach Nagamini, who played, by the way, at Santa Clara University. Santa Clara will be here in 2 weeks.
And that should be a very good match.
The first place team in the West Coast Conference. I believe they're in the top 5 as well. And always a battle these recent years between San Francisco and Santa Clara. Big West play for Hawaii starts next week. They're eager to get on with it. Host a couple teams at home. Haven't had the best home record, 1-2 on the year, but a perfect away record. But that could be slipping away from them here as Sydney Cooper is in for San Francisco. Sydney Cooper crossing the ball. Ashley Humphrey will track it down on the left. Humphrey, and cleared away.
And Sydney Cooper continues to impress. Getting in there, working hard, getting the ball down, crossing the ball in front of the goal. Look for really good things for her in the future here, as she is just a freshman.
Throw in here for San Francisco.
And you can see that work rate is not just on offense. Sydney Cooper continues to work, preventing Hawaii from getting out of their defensive third.
Here's Autumn Smithers. Her and Maureen Marlowe, Kat Hill, Emily Pye have played a good portion of this match. The backbone of the side, if you will. Diagonal for Sydney Cooper. She's able to keep possession and find Ashley Humphrey. Humphrey and Beth Ann Perry trying to work her way through.
Hawaii refusing just to give in, playing dynamic defense here.
Here's Perry. And now Nicole Kelsey for Cassidy George. Finding Kat Hill. San Francisco beginning to knock it around. Nicole Kelsey looking for Humphrey, shoulder to shoulder. Humphrey and Taylor Mason. Mason able to clear. Cassidy George with a slip. Central midfield. And here's Morgan Meza. She's played a majority of this match. The holding midfield position, the freshman from Los Alamitos, California. And there's Michaela Johnson-Griggs. Big Hawaiian contingent in the stands today. Not all of their players are Hawaiian-based, but just under 8 to 9 of them are. A lot of them actually from California. So when they come to California, I'm assuming that they've got a lot of their families here to be able to make this thing tick and cheer them on. A goal for them in this next 20 minutes would really set aloft this match. I think they've been worthy of it. They're a good side, but nothing to show from it just yet. This is Cat Hill losing possession. Out to Natalie Dobb. Again, this Hawaii side tying the University of Nevada, Reno on Thursday. A goal apiece. It was Lealoha Mideros with the goal in the opening 15 minutes. Marie Marlowe runs into the defender Taylor Mason and does a fine job.
And that wasn't the greatest service by Ashley Humphreys. Back to Marlowe, unfortunately. Have a 50-50 ball there.
Palacios looking to take this free kick. Chested down by Lealoha Mideros. I'm assuming Hawaii is going to have a lot more of the ball in this next 10 to 20 minutes. San Francisco with this 2-0 lead. Here is Humphrey. Humphrey for Cooper. Cooper taking her time. You can tell she likes the ball at her feet. She wants it at her feet. She'd like to go 1v1.
And she has that confidence. You can just tell it's exuding from her. Give me the ball. Let me take someone on near and around that penalty box.
Pye finds Cooper. It's a great run. She gets to it. In the corner now. Cooper crosses it in. On for Beth Ann Perry. It was brought down by Kalena Teufel. She is worthy of a goal today. Question is, will she get it? Beth Ann Perry now outside the 18. Laying the ball off for Nicole Kelsey. Good overlap by the right back. Kelsey and Mata is there. 18 minutes to go.
Now you may see a little bit more direct play out of Hawaii, a little bit more urgency for them to get the ball forward. They have struggled to do so thus far.
Smithers, Cooper, San Francisco continuing to play, press high. Hawaii still digging to find something. See if they can just continue to pick at this San Francisco back line, trying to get something out of nothing. Because they probed a bit, but San Francisco has been resolute and astute in the back line.
They certainly have. But as the game goes on, everyone gets more tired, not just physically, but mentally they're exhausted. So the team that can keep their focus here, I think, is going to come out victorious in this game today.
Crossed in and cleared away by Kelsey. Couple of substitutions here for Hawaii. in the match. As well as Natalie Dixon in the game now. Here's Beth Ann Perry. Through ball on the left side for Ashley Humphrey.
Again, you see the defensive discipline of Hawaii getting a lot of players back.
Humphrey crossing the ball in, but meeting a Hawaiian player. This is Marie Marlowe. Back into the feet of Humphrey. Humphrey on her feet still. Ooh, and just shoved right to the chest. Strom Okimoto. No call, says the referee. Excuse me, there's no card by the referee, but those two really got into it. Not sure if Strom Okimoto
And you
liked
see
that
the
too
replay
much.
here, Charles? Yeah, there's no intent there. I agree that that's not a caution. He spoke to her, said, you know, keep it clean.
Emily Pye's service dealt with by the Hawaiian backline. The Rainbow Wahine.
You pronounce that quite well, Charles. Have you been practicing?
Potentially, Joe, potentially. Well, I know that there's a lot of folks watching this probably in Hawaii and across the world. And
we always enjoy the texts and emails from Europe or abroad. It's always nice to know that people are listening, especially so far away.
Absolutely. Free kick now. Smithers able to get to it defensively. Kept in here on the far side by Taylor Mason. Looks like they've got a three in the back, Hawaii. Ball over the top for Humphrey. Humphrey chasing. Palacios chasing her. Palacios get to it first. Humphrey's in the corner. Laying off to Kalena Teufel. Back to Humphrey. Humphrey. Her cross. Humphrey!
Fantastic left-footed strike. To be honest, I thought that was going in. Once again, Mata getting her hand to that, I believe, to get that ball away from goal. Yes. Man. What a save.
She's had to be very active indeed, Alexis Mata, today. There's been two put past her, but she has been outstanding in that goalkeeper position. If not for the two goals, she would probably be player of the match for me. Kalena Teufel bounces all the way through, and a Hawaiian player has to head it away. It's Palacios again. It'll be a second corner.
USF continuing to put Hawaii defense under pressure with these crosses, with these driven balls. Let's see if they can do it again.
Teufel. And what a terrific ball that was. It sailed through everybody. It was like a knife through butter. Here's Beth Ann Perry. Getting to the end line. Still Beth Ann Perry. Takes another deflection. Another corner for San Francisco. It's been 3 corners in a row.
And this is part of the Dawn strategy, to continually pressure Hawaii. Let's see if they can come away with some reward for all this pressure.
Smithers withdrawn, and now Mia Villegas back in the match. Humphrey to take. In there is Villegas. Cassidy George looking for a second.
Cassidy did very well to get that ball, her hips over the ball, keep the ball down and on frame.
Just under 12 minutes to go in this match. 2-0 San Francisco. Samantha Jennings scoring her 8th goal on the year. Assist provided by Micaiah Madison, her 8th on the year. Be 3 goals of the weekend here for Samantha Jennings, the redshirt junior. And again, the front three of San Francisco just continues to work continues to produce and making sure that their team is buoyed by their attacking prowess. And it just continues to happen game after game, match after match. And not only will Coach Jim Millender have them for another year, they're very much in fine form, which is a nice thing to see.
And although they're not progressing at the moment here, this is the style of play that Jim Millender wants. He wants his players to move the ball, continually passing the ball, keeping Hawaii on their heels. Unfortunately, trip over the ball there by, I believe that was
Emily Pye.
Emily Pye. But good thing she's okay. She might have twisted her ankle there, but she comes up healthy, so that's a good sign.
Kallmeyer able to deal with it. Out here for Nicole Kelsey. And kept in by Kat Hill. That was well worked out of the back for San Francisco. Sydney Cooper able to switch the field. Mia Villegas. Kalena Teufel now. 1v1. Teufel. I think she got a bit of a hit on her foot there. Just 10 minutes to go now. Cooper chasing and finding Leihaloha Medeiros. Nice little nutmeg there by Villegas. And free kick here coming to Hawaii.
See the replay here, the little swift nutmeg. Actually, it was a nutmeg and a pass to her teammate.
Kelsey brought down here by Bethann Perry. Her first touch, looking for Humphrey.
And Kelsey's been very steady there on the right back today. Product of the Mustang Soccer Club out in Danville. I believe as I say that, no, I thought she was going to be substituted. But she's been very steady. So is Kallmeyer on the other wing back. She's been very steady, going forward when necessary, but really not much going through them defensively.
8 minutes, 37 seconds to go. Dalen Tokunaga back in the match here for Hawaii. Diagonal into the feet of Sydney Cooper. With a 2-0 lead like this, Coach Jim Millender getting a chance to rest some of his starters. Michaela Mercado now in the game, as well as Izzy Lucan and Micaiah Madison back in the match.
And it's an opportunity, like you said, to rest some of his starters like Samantha Jennings, who has had some knee problems in the past. So he's got his production out of her today. I would venture to say that's probably it for the day. Sydney Cooper doing a fine job coming in here as a substitute for Samantha Jennings up in the number 9 position.
This is Leihaloha Medeiros. She's been good today, but talked about this a little bit on Friday. Haven't had a chance for her teammate to really link up with her. We saw a couple good players from Sac State, but again, nobody really linking up with Leihaloha Medeiros and Strom Okimoto.
And it's times like this, if you can see on the camera at home, the movement off the ball is really what's dictating the difference in this game right now. USF has much more movement, many more options off the ball than Hawaii. Hawaii looks, to me, they look a little tired, and they're not giving their teammates on the ball many options off the ball. So what they resort to is then playing it more direct and playing it up top for that hopeful pass.
Michaela Mercado. Far side now. Seems like Sylvia Sloss is now in the game for San Francisco. Jim Millender really using his bench as one final cross comes in there by Micaiah Madison. Seems like she's had probably 5 to 8 crosses at the end line, if not 10 of them, to try to find one of her teammates. Of course, the one for the opener for Samantha Jennings in this opening 15 minutes was the goal that opened the scoring here. But 6 minutes and 10 seconds to go. San Francisco is still holding on to a 2-0 lead. Hawaii trying to find something they can dig deep in the tank. They do fly back to Honolulu and kick off Big West play starting next week. This is Lucan. And now Kallmeyer.
Nice play from USF out of the back, really building up.
1v1. Michaela Mercado onto her left, onto her right now. A little bit of pocket of space for Michaela Mercado.
And that's where she needs to put the ball across the face of the goal rather than having a shot from a poor angle. I'm not sure if she was trying to cross it, but it ended up in a direct shot.
Here's Kallmeyer again. All the way back to the goalkeeper, Molly Eby, who hasn't had much to do today. And neither did Olivia Camera on Friday. And Coach Jim Millender talking to us, saying he's going to probably select the first choice goalkeeper for the conference play all the way through from start to finish after next week. And we'll be back here on Thursday evening as well, as San Francisco takes on Irvine.
The USF men take on Irvine. Sorry, Charles.
I think both teams play Irvine that day, or later that. Yep. Irvine next week. 5 days from today. And the men as well also play Irvine as well. Foul here around central midfield.
And it looks like Cat Hill, if I'm correct, is down, but getting up, which is a great sign. She is one tough customer.
We've got men's soccer on Thursday against UC Irvine. And then on Friday, this women's side will take on Irvine as well. So both Irvines in town. Then on Sunday, it's Sac State here, our next broadcasts. And then you'll have to wait to the 30th for what we're going to be terming as the big one. Santa Clara in town against San Francisco.
And they're top 10 in the country, I believe, if not top 5. Is that correct, Charles?
Top 5. It's Lucan, she's stifled there. Here's D-Day. And now, Medeiros. Sylvia Sloss, though, is right there. Just under 4 minutes to play. San Francisco continues to kick on. It's Nicole Kelsey. Coach Jim Millender just wants to see the game through now. And so does San Francisco. If you're Hawaii, try to get a couple balls forward here. See if you can bother Molly Eby, get her off her line.
And that they did, but she was ready for it. And that's what a goalie has to do. When they're playing more direct, the goalie has to be ready to pounce off her line and win the ball as high as the 18 sometimes. Or beyond and use their feet.
That's Kallmeyer. Good hold-up play there by Madison. And a throw-in for San Francisco. Closest to our broadcast booth with 3 minutes to play. This is Jaden Tamayo. Kallmeyer clears. Here's Cassidy George, finds Kallmeyer. Cassidy George wants to just get up the field. Here's Izzy Lucan.
And that's exactly what you want from the players on the field at this moment in the game. It's late in the game, but USF is not letting down on their strategy.
Micaiah Madison, great turn, end line, Madison, George!
As you said, she really wanted one. Micaiah Madison did everything possible to get her that goal. Unfortunately for George, she was just sitting back, leaning back a little bit, putting the ball over the crossbar.
It's very much a central midfield coming out party here for George, who usually plays at the outside back position or can play center back. But that second goal for her today, you can tell she's hungrier for more and wants to kick on with it. And again, this central midfield core is so very competitive. So many players at Jim Millender's disposal, excuse me.
And that is a luxury that he has not had until this year. So credit to him and his staff for recruiting a fantastic roster deep in most positions.
Minute and 27 seconds left to go in this game. The referee stopping the play here for a minute.
Not really sure what that was about.
Here's Madison. Almost through. Goal kick now to Hawaii.
And you love the tenacity out of Micaiah Madison and others. They are not done. Even though there's only 57 seconds or so left in this game and they're up 2-0, they are continuing to press forward, which is a sign that they are following through on Jim Millender's strategy from start to finish.
Sloss bothered off the ball. Last chance saloon for Hawaii. Out of the back, it's Taylor Mason. Mason's ball. A good diagonal, that, but San Francisco's Kallmeyer is able to deal with it. George for Madison. Madison laying back off for George. George has Sloss with her. And with 20 seconds left to go, San Francisco able to find, let's see here, it's Nicole Kelsey. And all the way through for Michaela Mercado as Izzy Lucan chases it down. And San Francisco undefeated here at home. All wins. And that's the way they like it. For Hawaii, it is their first loss away from Honolulu. It was a scoreless first half. The second half, San Francisco dug in. And it was the leading goal scorer of this side, Samantha Jennings, and the provider, Micaiah Madison, with the goal that opened the scoring. And then off of a corner, just a few minutes later, Cassidy George with the second to somewhat kill the game off. San Francisco goes to 7-3. It's one more game, and then conference play starts right here at home.
I think Jim Millender's got to be happy, certainly after the weekend with 2 victories. But going in prepping for the conference, they are in a good position. They have some momentum, they have some confidence, and they should be ready to go come, I believe, September 30th with a kickoff here against Santa Clara.
What a kickoff that will be, especially if the San Francisco side continues to win matches. It'll be first versus second in the conference, because the non-conference slate for San Francisco is 7-3. Hawaii falls to 3-1. They will take their program back to Honolulu tonight. We wish them a safe travel for everybody tuning in from Hawaii and the islands surrounding. Thank you so much for tuning into this broadcast to help grow the game of soccer in this country, the United States of America. By tuning into this broadcast, that's exactly what you do. Big West play for Hawaii starts next week as well. So, from all of us in our technician booth back in the gymnasium and everyone that helps put this thing together for us, Camera 1, Camera 2, Camera 3, Joe Dugan, our executive producer, Woon Nguyen, and senior executive producer, Katie Morgan. For Joe Dugan, my name is Charles Wolin from San Francisco. The final score of today's match. It is San Francisco 2, Hawaii 0. Thanks so much again for tuning in, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday afternoon. Bye-bye now.